Unit 6, Exercise 2, Part 1.
Worked. Cleaned. Decided. Received. Lived. Watched. Talked. Moved. Wanted. Earned. Opened. Stayed. Stopped. Finished. Walked. Liked. Enjoyed. Travelled. Died. Started.
Unit 6, Exercise 2, Part 2.
In an office. Worked in. He worked in. Worked in an office. He worked in an office.
Unit 6, Exercise 2, Part 3.
1.
We lived in a small house.
2.
I watched a good program on TV.
3.
She talked about her childhood.
4.
We moved out of London.
5.
She started a new job.
6.
I earned a lot of money.
7.
We stopped at a hotel.
8.
We wanted a pizza.
9.
He died in 1988.
Unit 6, Exercise 5, Reading Text.
John Lennon, 1940 to 1980.
John Lennon was one of the Beatles. With Paul McCartney, he wrote some of the greatest songs of the 20th century. John Lennon had an unhappy childhood. His father left home when he was 5. His mother couldn't bring him up, so John lived with his Aunt Mimi until he was 19. When he was 17, his mother died in a car crash. He went to Quarry Bank High School in Liverpool. He met George Harrison and Paul McCartney, and in 1960 they started a band called the Beatles. The Beatles recorded their first single, Love Me Do, in 1962. They became famous in 1963 when they played more than 200 concerts. In 1964, they went to the United States for the first time and played on American television. The Beatles stopped playing live concerts in 1966 because the audience made so much noise that nobody could hear the music. But they continued to record songs, and in 1967 they made the album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The last album they recorded together was Abbey Road. John Lennon married the artist Yoko Ono in 1969, and in 1970 the Beatles broke up. John and Yoko moved to New York. John wrote and sang his most famous song, Imagine, in 1971. In 1980, he recorded a new album, Double Fantasy. He was killed a month later. An American, Mark Chapman, shot him outside his New York apartment near Central Park. 2 days before his murder, John Lennon told an interviewer, "I feel safe in New York. I can go anywhere. It's my home."
Unit 6, Exercise 6, Parts 1 and 2.
Grandfather, did you ever go to a pop concert?
Did I ever go to a pop concert? I went to the pop concert.
What do you mean?
I, Terry, your grandfather, was at the Beatles concert in August 1965 at Shea Stadium, New York City.
So that was a good one, was it?
That was the best concert ever.
Okay. Tell me about it.
Well, it was kinda exciting and frightening, too.
Why frightening?
There were so many fans there. Over 55,000. And the noise! It was so noisy. Everyone was so excited. They screamed and shouted. There were over 2,000 policemen there. And when the Beatles finally appeared, the crowd went wild. They went crazy. They climbed over each other to get closer. It was amazing.
What songs did they play?
Well, the problem was that the screaming was so loud, you couldn't hear the music. We couldn't hear the songs very well at all. They only played for 30 minutes. I think they played 12 songs, but I only heard a bit of Can't Buy Me Love and Help. Oh, and Twist and Shout.
I know those songs.
Of course you do. You still hear them today, all the time.
So, how much did you pay not to hear the Beatles?
$5.75. I had one of the best seats.
Only $5.75? That's really cheap. You still have all your Beatles records, don't you?
Yep. I bought every one. I can't throw them away. But of course, now I have the CDs, too. You know, I remember buying my very first. It was I Want to Hold Your Hand. Those were the days.
Unit 6, Exercise 8, Part 2.
1,
The 2nd of April.
2,
June the 10th.
3,
The 9th of August.
4,
The 12th of November.
5,
December the 25th.
6.
March the 19th.
Unit 6, Exercise 8, Part 4.
1,
1980,
2,
1996,
3,
1961,
4,
1865,
5,
2003,
6,
2009,
7,
2010,
8,
2015,